What is going on, guys? It's Phaser here, back with not quite an episode, but we shall see in a minute. So, while I'm explaining everything, I am going to, I'm going to go walk around this world. I have not logged in since the last video I made, and I'll explain why everything went unlisted. But guys, I have not seen this world in months, so I am gonna walk around and just kind of see what I'm missing and see what I've forgotten about. So let me explain everything, guys. Basically, the last episode that I made was, or last video rather, that I made was me saying I'm quitting YouTube, kind of. Now, what I meant by that was exactly what I meant. Yeah, I'm quitting YouTube, right? And I sat there and I had, if you're not familiar with what happened, I had this encounter with God where, and if you don't know, I am a Christian. I had this encounter with God at a revival event where, oh, this is so cool, where I basically was told that I need to preach, right? That's my mission, that's my assignment, is to be a preacher. And this isn't like someone randomly told me this and I'm like, oh, must be true. I've kind of had this thing building up in my life, this idea building up in my life for a very long time through multiple mediums of people, like multiple people that I don't know, people that are in my family, people that, don't really even know, my religious, connotations, really. Like, it's just been all aligned, and stuff in my own life that's happened that I've seen, and then the cherry on top was the confirmation of this revival event. And so I stopped YouTube because I was not sure what I was going to do. I was told, hey, you need to preach, and I sat there and I'm like, okay, I don't know how, I don't know what you want me to do, but okay, I'll do it. So I stopped YouTube. I made that video thinking that I would never come back to this, and here I am. So let me go ahead and explain why I'm here, what's going on, what the situation is, and what you can expect going forward. So I'm not 100% certain, guys. I'm really not, on what the next steps are. But I do know that I truly believe that the next steps are going to be on, in some form, this YouTube channel. Now, what I mean by that is this. For the longest time, after I made that video saying I'm quitting YouTube, was upset because I'm like, man, I worked so hard on this channel, and look at the fan base that we made, and maybe everybody's forgotten about me. I have no clue, but I'm coming back to this channel just to kind of, see what happens. I feel like I should be back on this channel. So what ended up happening was I kind of thought, okay, well, maybe God wants me on... What? Oh, the Wither did this. That's right. Oh, man. But God, basically, I felt like he was telling me, hey, you need to make, videos, but not gaming videos. Make videos preaching the word and doing all of these things. And I'm like, okay, so I started doing that, and I still am doing that. However, I was watching one night, I was thinking to myself, like, I was praying to God one night, saying, God, I really miss the gaming. That was really my passion with, not necessarily being a gamer, but just gaming was, which may sound oxymoronic, but I'll explain in a second. So I'm like, Father, I just feel like I just feel like I'm supposed to be gaming in some capacity, and I just asked for confirmation. I'm like, God, I don't understand why you made me give it up, or why I'm not doing what I'm doing right now, or why I'm not doing what I used to love doing and still do. So I just need to have confirmation, like, am I or am I not supposed to be back in gaming? And it was on my mind for a while, and all of a sudden I started saying these prayers of, God, if you want me to, like, I got this random idea in my head of making a gaming channel for Christians, and not just Christians to where it's like exclusive, like, oh, you can't watch me if you're not a Christian. But what I mean is just really having this attitude of, there's a lot of negativity out there in the gaming industry. I mean, just look at all the toxicity that goes on with people, insulting other streamers back and forth for clicks, and, playing these games where you're stabbing and killing everybody. Like, I just wanted to get to a place where it's like, hey, maybe I can make a thing where I either talk about the Christian walk, or I somewhat preach in these videos, and I thought, that's an interesting idea. Let me marinate on it. Let marinate in the old noodle, So I told God, I was like, Father, if you want me to do this, keep it on my mind. Do not let me forget this. But if it's not meant to be, let me forget all of this, because I don't want to waste my time with something that's not of you and not from you. I'm talking about ideas and entertaining ideas. So, days went by. And sure enough, I never forgot about it. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, well, I hope it's not just my own mind, trying to keep something alive that's not supposed to be alive. So I said, Father, if I'm supposed to do this, right, if you can just give me a little bit more confirmation on it. And what happened? I was watching a video, a YouTube short of, it's kind of like it popped up in my feed. And I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about, but it's a video of a guy that, it's like they walk out, and it's one guy and like I want to say like 7 or 8 girls, and they all have balloons, and the guy walks out, and there's someone interviewing the guy, and then like they pop the balloon based on if they don't like him or not, or whatever the case. I don't know what it's called. I just know I've seen it a couple times. But this guy came out, and he was a Christian, and he was talking to these girls, and they were interviewing, and he basically just gave this testimony of what his life journey was like about, going to, coming to Christ. And he said, for the longest time I had this dream of being a singer, and I wanted to sing about all the wrong stuff. I wanted to sing about, drugs, sex, fame, money, all that type of stuff, but I never really wanted to, that's kind of what I had in mind for myself. And I gave my life to Jesus, and he said that, he gave his gift to God. He gave his singing to God, and God gave it back to him and said, okay, I'm giving this back to you. Now go do it for me instead of yourself. And I sat there, and for some reason that hit me immediately in my mind of, God's trying to tell me something about gaming. And maybe you guys are sitting there like, what's the connection? I don't see it. And I think that's kind of the point. I don't think it was meant to be an obvious thing. It was obvious to me, but not obvious to everybody else. And you are still stuck there, aren't you? But the reason is because it stuck out so much to me randomly. Days after I had prayed about this, just randomly it stuck out to me. And the thing is, I now know in my heart that was meant for, I was meant to hear that for sure. And because God was sitting there, and he was like, hey, I need you to watch this, so pay attention. And I was thinking, I loved gaming, and we, if you guys remember, guys, we built such a fan base and community and family on this channel. It's not even funny. Like, look at what we built. Seriously, go back. You can't go back now, they're all unlisted. But if you go back and you were to look at the videos that I posted, guys, those were doing super well. Everybody was, enjoying them, and they were great videos. I loved interacting with the comments, and the community was fantastic. It wasn't toxic or anything like that. And honestly, I thought that I was going to get a lot of backlash on the I'm quitting YouTube video, but I had so much support in that. It was insane. So God bless all of you. Thank you. But definitely, it got to the point where I thought to myself, right, this is meant for me to hear. And I immediately thought, I wanted to do gaming for myself. I wanted to achieve something in gaming that was more or less not for God, but for me. And not to say my goals or intentions were impure, but, just the nature of wanting to do it for me instead of God was not something God wanted. And he wanted me to do it for him. And he said, and whenever the guy said, I gave God singing and he gave it back to me, I immediately thought, I feel like God's giving me back. He's giving me, because I've been praying about it, he's giving me permission back. He's giving gaming back to me and giving me permission to go do what I love. But he's saying do it for me this time. So instead of just playing Minecraft, and making a series about that, of course I'm going to keep playing Minecraft. But in terms of what am I going to talk about? Am I going to talk about the game and just like what I'm doing currently in the game? Or am I going to talk about Christianity? Am I going to talk about Jesus? Am I going to talk about God? And that's what I'm going to do. So I just want to make this announcement, if you've made it this far, that going forward, I will keep all the videos unlisted that are in, days past. And the reason is because I want a fresh slate without starting a new channel. Because I was originally going to start a new channel. And I kind of had this idea of and I say I had the idea. I don't know if God put it in my head or not, but I kind of got this thought or this idea of hold on. I don't think that building that, community on the other channel, this one I'm on right now, was an accident. I don't think that was just random. I think it was planned. And so I'm going to continue on this channel. Whether I get the traction I had or more or less, I don't know. I'm taking a shot in the dark here, guys. I'm having faith that I'm just doing it. And it's not to say that every other word out of my mouth is going to be, Jesus or something. But at the same time, I will be saying stuff like, for example, I may be talking about, things that are my hobbies that interest me and how that relates to Christianity and involving you guys, asking you guys, hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? Or there may be things where I learn in my life from a Christian perspective of, hey, I could have done this better, or this affected me in my life today. Here's what I learned from it, and here's what maybe you guys can gather from it. And while still playing Minecraft, but talking about those things and really sharing my thoughts and perspectives on things. And it's not going to, be super intensive. It's going to be a very casual, laid-back type series, And I say series, I'm not going to be playing Minecraft only anymore, guys. I will be playing Minecraft, and I don't know if I'll be carrying on this world or not. I still have some things I want to do, like that lighthouse over there and the Underground Railway and the city on the mycelium biome and all that. Definitely want to do that stuff. But I don't know if I should start a new world or if I should start on this one. I don't know. So I'll be thinking about that. So in the next few days, be looking for videos. Not necessarily tomorrow, but definitely in the next few days, be looking for videos. But yeah, guys, it's definitely been interesting. It's been a journey. It's been a ride. It has not been easy, but here I am. We're back, and yeah, guys, I hope you enjoy. If this whole Christian thing turns you off of the channel and you're like, it's gonna be one of those guys, then I pray the best for you. God bless you, and thank you for watching while you did. And if you are enthused and you're ready to stick around and you want to come back on this journey with me, and it's just getting started. I thought it was the end of the journey, but turns out it was the beginning to the beginning. So with that being said, guys, we have a long way to go on this channel. So hopefully I can see you guys around, and let's have a great day, guys. God bless you all.